going on? Blessed, earth strong, spiritual socialites. I'm back today giving you some spiritual knowledge and downloads for your walk. Hello to my subscribers. Hey boo, how are you guys doing? And if you're new to my channel, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Lady Vasori, aka Mama Source, and I am the owner and operator of Visions by Vasori, which is an online spiritual botanica. Now, my spiritual mastery is in healing. I'm all about love and as well as prosperity. I'm self-taught and I'm experienced by life. And that is the only way that I teach and give guidance, guys. Now, for my new subscribers, thank you so much for allowing me into your world to enhance your magical abilities as well as your magical skills. Now that that is out of the way, let's get into the lesson for today. And it is all about laying down and disposing of tricks. Gems gonna be dropped today. Okay? So laying down work and disposing of tricks is so big. Now in conjure or alchemy, spiritual walk, if you working with herbs and roots and all types of things of that nature. In conjure, work the herbs. You're going to work the herbs, okay? And anything else like your oils, work your oils that are used to do the job. This is very powerful in their own right. There's no need to empower them. There's no need to charge them after the job is done, okay? This means that anything that you have left over from your work needs to be deployed the correct way. Did you guys know that? I'm about to drop some gems, so you better save this video, subscribe to my channel, or write it down, I don't know. But I'm going to drop some gems today, okay? Deploying your work the correct way is very, very big in conjure. Where and how you dispose of the items depends on the job, okay? And how it will be deployed as well. Now, I was always taught or I learned that if you want to give something more power, then you're going to throw or bury it in the east, okay? If you want to destroy something or weaken it, then you're going to bury it or throw it out to the west. The reason behind this is because the sun rises in the east and it descends in the west. Okay? Thinking outside the box. Once you have laid the trick or disposed of the remains, you should always just walk away. You're going to walk away. You're not going to turn to look back at your work. You're not going to turn back and look back at your work. You're not going to turn back and look back at your work. This would be as if you are questioning what you just did. Failure. Waste of energy. This can either also weaken your work or kill it altogether. Unless you are laying down powders as a trick, powders such as Anariva has powders, hot foot powder, Dr. Pryor has powder. I sell all of those in my spiritual store. But if you are laying down powders as a trick, you're going to lay down the powders. You're going to lay them down and then you're going to walk backwards, sprinkling the powders in a zigzag motion. Okay? While you are sprinkling the powders, you can speak your intention at that time. Now, once the powders are down, just walk away and forget about it. First, let's talk about the laying down of your work. Let's talk about that first. There are many ways to lay a trick, but I'm going to talk about the ways that I use for the simple reasons that I have used these over and over in my work. So, Jim, if you want to sour someone's luck and bring them down, you could take a lemon, cut it in half, and put a name, petition paper, or a photo of them some red pepper and sulfur, as well as confusion oil. I sell confusion oil that I make myself in my site as well. It's exclusively made by me. And you're going to take the fusion oil in the lemon with 9 pins. Then you're going to take the lemon and bury it facing the west where the sun goes down. Each day, go to that same spot. You bury the lemon and pour a little vinegar on the spot while making your intent clear and precise. This action will not sour them. It will bring them down just like the sun goes down in the afternoon. Gem. Now, using the same idea, if you want to separate two people for whatever reason, you're going to get 2 lemons. Name one for one and the other for the other person. Name papers are written out. Do the steps explained above, just like I told you. But this time you will place 1 lemon in the east and 1 in the west. With this work on your name paper, you will write one name going one way and then turn the paper counterclockwise and write the other name going the other way. Across. They're going to look cross. Name, name. By doing this, you are sending them in separate directions. All about that, right? Another one, Jim. If you want to do something for protection, you can put together what I call a conjure jar or a spell jar, or some people call it a witch's bottle. I sell those on my site as well. And bury it at your front stoop or your front door, or we call it your walk-up, okay? To make this type of jar, you're going to need to add sharp objects to the jar. You're going to add broken glass. You can add nails, pins, coffin nails, a small pair of scissors, and so on. Anything that represents a sharp object. You can find like teeny scissors in the miniature craft department as well of certain craft stores. I have seen those. Now, scissors cut magic. So you're going to open the scissors when you place them in the jar. Once you have everything ready, you can add some Florida water. You can add some holy water and bluing for protection. Now, I have been asked in the past about adding your blood or your personal concerns to this type of conjure. Do not add your blood. Do not add your personal concerns to these types of items. Why? Because this jar is made to repel enemies. This particular jar, do not add that. With all the sharp objects you are placing in the jar, you do not want your life's force mingled in with all of those sharp objects. Once you have your jar made, you bury it near your front entrance to your home. And then once a month, you feed it a little of your urine or some fiery wall of protection oil to keep it working. Okay? Again, for the newbies, blood magic is not going to be for you. Don't, yeah. Disclaimer. Now let's talk about discharge and conjure work now. Saltpeter is used to, before I get to tell you about how to discharge, but one thing I know, saltpeter is used to control or tie a man's nature. Did you guys know that? You know now. You think outside of the box. Now, all this work can be done by using oils. You can use powders, or placing a conjure hand under the mattress. Now, the types of oils or powders that you use will depend on the type of work that you are doing. Take, for instance, to dress your bed for come to me spell or something like that. You're going to dress the 4 corners with oil, gem, and the center of the bed with the powder. Set intention. You're going to sprinkle the powder in the pillowcase of the one the work is intended for, the one that's in your bed. whomever you want to come to you, or love work or something like that. If you're going to place a conjure hand, then I want you to place it under the mattress at the head of the bed. And you can also dress their clothing the same way. I typically hear people dress the collars of shirts or socks. You can dress their shoes. Like you can use powders or oils or a drop of oil in their shoes. Now the powders are usually and easy to use. You just sprinkle them on and brush off the excess. If I am doing a pair of shoes, I lift up the insole and place the powder and oil under the insole of their shoes. Another trick using the insole of a shoe is to write the person's name on a piece of paper that has already been dressed with oil and powders, and place it in the middle of their shoe. By doing this, you are keeping them underneath your feet. Now, in my experience and from what I have been taught, the only time you would discharge a spell, let's talk about in running water, for instance, would be to remove something or someone from you. Removal work, banishing work, okay? Why? Because water doesn't flow both ways, meaning water doesn't move back and forth, just flows down, okay? Sometimes you just have to use common sense. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of examples just to help you out. If I were doing a work to bring someone back to me, I would not throw the work into running water, because it would remove them from you, not bring them to you. Makes sense? Because it only flows one way. It doesn't flow side to side. It goes down, okay? If I were doing a money conjure work, I would not throw it into running water at all. Not unless I wanted to jinx my money. Another example by doing this is running water will remove your money. So when do you use running water? When you want to remove something from your life. If you're doing a separation work, lost stay away work, hot foot work, or protection work of a person from another person, then you can throw the work into running water, because you want to move these things away. As a worker, it is very important that you understand this type of work. If you don't, you can be headed for trouble, or use me, okay? Always use common sense and magic. Now, let's talk about the graveyard right quick. The only time I would bury a job in the graveyard would be 1, to hold an enemy down, and 2, if I meant to harm someone. I'm going to be very, very honest with you. I have never placed work in a graveyard where I meant for another person to be harmed. Never. There are other ways of dealing with someone than trying to maim them or kill them, needless to say. But you do as whatever resonates with you. I'm just giving you options. Graveyard dirt work, which I sell them in my store as well. You will only want to use this type of work in extreme situations. Extreme situations. Now, this type of work isn't something to be played around with. You need to be very careful and really think about what you are doing before you do this type of work. I also do know some workers will use food or drink as a way to deploy a trick. I personally have never done this. Well, no, that's not true. I did some, but moving on. Because I usually save these works for my conjure classes that I'm going to be uploading real soon, where I'm giving detailed videos on certain things in the walk or on the path, I wanted to give you some gems on laying and disposing of tricks. Okay? I usually do these in conjure classes where you get about a 30 to 90 minute video. 60-minute video. It just all depends on what I'm talking about and it is a paid conjure class, and you will receive a link after payment to your email, and you can learn and write down in your grimoire. And most of my classes, sometimes I will give you another link so you can do printables of different herbs to use, different workings to do. I also do that as well. It just depends on the class that I'm giving. That is it, guys. That is a detailed video of ways of laying down and disposing of tricks. Make sure I got everything on here for you. Again, look out for my new conjure classes. I will be offering them real soon. I'm just uploading a lot of them so you can purchase them. The classes run from 25 on up to 125. Just all depends on what I'm offering. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and support my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted when I upload new content, spells, as well as rituals. Always go check out my website, visionsbyvasori.com, for any of your spiritual needs. All of my links are listed below. And always, I'm blowing blessings your way. In closing, again, magic will and forever will be a part of my life. And it should be a part of yours too. I am Lady Vasori, and I want to thank you for joining me. Many blessings of abundance to you. Bye, y'all.